Welcome to a brand new edition of The Big C, your one-stop destination to demystify all the commodity, crypto and currency trades. I'm Manisha Gupta, and on the show today, I will be joined by Dinesh Somani, who is the founder at Pro IntelliTrade Services, and Ananta Padmanabhan, who is chairman and managing director at NAC Jewelers. But as always, before we go to our guests, a quick look at what the markets have been doing. The major indices on Wall Street see a record-setting day in Wednesday's trading session as U.S. President Donald Trump extends the ceasefire in West Asia. The Dow surged nearly 340 points, while the S&P 500 closed a percentage point higher. Nasdaq, too, saw some gains of nearly 400 points overnight. However, the markets in Asia are trading lower as investors tread with caution as peace talks between the U.S. and Iran stall. Back home, the Lal Street also is trading in. On the commodities front, it is the crude oil prices that have seen a surge overnight, trading above $100 a barrel, rising for the fourth straight session as diplomatic efforts between the U.S. and Iran showed little progress. And the Strait of Hormuz remains specifically effectively closed. We did see crude oil prices gaining nearly 3% overnight. It's trading nearly 2% on the stronger side, even at this point in time. Joining us now is Dinesh Somani. He's founder of Pro IntelliTrade Services. Mr. Somani, hi, thank you so much for joining in. Your first sense on the crude oil prices. We are back above $100 a barrel, with most markets believing that this is exactly where the prices could continue if this status quo continues between U.S. and Iran.
Definitely, Manisha, the uncertainty still persists. We've seen a high of $188. I think the overall, if you see the volatility, it initially gained 30%, uh, then collapsed to 30%, and now again a gain of 20%. So huge volatility on the crude oil front. But I think overall, the news is being discounted at the war front. The major reason, again, is the supply constraint. As you say, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed and it is still uncertain, but it's going to open and the supply is going to resume. But overall, I think in the Indian market, MCX around 90 to 80 level is a good resistance level. Selling could emerge again at those points. And in NYMEX, I think 98, $99 should be again a resistance level. From there, things are going to ease out. If you see all the other asset classes, as you say, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Nifty, all futures are making all-time new highs. And I could see that the war news is getting discounted these days. So there could be a pressure in crude oil prices from here if it gains 3% from here.
You're absolutely bang on that. Yes, the war news seems to be getting discounted. There also seems to be some fatigue into the markets right now because we're not looking at prices reacting the way they should as they earlier did. How are you looking at a range going forward for the international markets also? Because we started with $70 before the war began. We went to 120, as you said. We are trading at 100 right now. Is it safe to say that it is really going to be between 90 to 100 and, that range perhaps just might continue?
I think maximum should go to $98, $99. Downside again, we may see $84 to $82. Upside is restricted to 2-3% from here onward, and downside there could be again a 10 to 15% fall.
Mr. Somani, how are you also looking at the natural gas prices? Because we seem to be looking at some gains in crude products as well. Whether it is about heating oil, gasoline, distillates, natural gas, all of that seems to have seen some gain overnight. Are you also believing that as the summer season begins, we could be in for stronger prices for the crude products also?
I don't expect much of the volatility in natural gas. As you can see, the prices are very much in the range bound. In the Indian market, you can see it's ranging from 240 to 43 on the downside. Upside is resisting around 270 to 78 level. So overall, I think it could be in a very narrow range, say 242 to 68 overall. Don't expect much on the higher side. Neither it is. It could find support around 240 level. So a 30-point range, almost I can see natural gas right now.
All right. Let's talk about the base metal prices then. And copper clearly has seen stronger gains overnight, $13,500 a ton on LME, not too far away from its all-time highs. And with the concerns that more metal is yet again flowing to U.S., there are mining and production concerns as well. Between the metal as an overall pack, does copper still continue to be the first ranker when it comes to gains?
Absolutely on chart, and it looks too strong. we see a recovery of close to 22% in last 30-35 days. In Indian market, it made a recent
CEO,
drop 1145 around, and then it moved up to 1290, almost a 22% gain in a very quick time. The chart structure also looks very much strong, expecting a level of 1345 in next 20 days. So from here onward, we may see a move of close to 6 to 7% in a very quick time. Anything around 1265, 1270 level should be a good buying level. 1240 should hold as of now. Upside 1245 is most likely to come in next 15.
How are you also looking at the aluminum prices? Because that has been an outperformer since the West Asia war conflict began, because 9 to 10% of aluminum comes in from Middle East. Would you say that the prices have factored that in? Because after those initial surges that we saw in last 30 or 35 days, aluminum also has been trading quite steady.
It did factor in most of the news, but close to that 9 to 10% is what you said. But I think the chart structure is again very much strong, and it's trading at all-time high, LME recent high.
Mm.
In Indian market, from 300 level to 375 level, almost 27% gain in 1.5 months time, and we may expect prices to move on here also from 10%. So anything around 370, 371 level again is a good buying level. The current market price is also trading at the same level. Soon we may see prices may cross 400 marks as far as MTX is concerned. As far as LM is concerned, we may expect a level of $1,300.
Mr. Samani, when it comes to zinc, it's not about war at all when it comes to zinc. Would you say when the zinc prices are gaining, is it because the other metals are gaining? Is it a spillover effect that we're looking at? Or do you think there is structural bullishness into that metal?
Absolutely, it is just finding support from the other base metals actually. Fundamentally, there is nothing new into it, but still from the level of 300 to 350, it gained almost 15% from here. But I don't expect much on the higher side as far as zinc is concerned, not that bullish compared to copper or aluminium. But I think downside again, 335, 338 is a good support. Upside 360 should be a resistance. So a narrow range of 25 to 30 rupees is expected in zinc year onwards.
All right, so good buying opportunities continuing in case of the metal prices, but not so much the case for the precious metals therein, which has seen some profit taking. Gold prices have not only broken below 4,800, but seem to be nudging that $4,700 an ounce mark as well. Mr. Somani, how are you looking at the war impact, the money rotation, and the price movement expected from here?
The first time I've seen whenever there is a geopolitical tension, gold absolutely moves up, but this time I've seen something reverse happening. It tested a low of close to $4,100, but we have seen a sharp recovery close to that, and 40, we've already witnessed it. But I think 49, 49.20 should be a major resistance zone. Don't expect prices to cross those levels in a recent time, but expect a downside of 45, 50 levels. So I think more or less in MCX, 247, 1 lakh 47,000, 1 lakh 46,000 should be the baseline support. Upside is restricted at 1 lakh 56,000. So a range of almost 9 to 10,000 rupees that prices could range. In COMEX, 49.40 should be a major resistance, 45.50 should be a major support. Expecting a downside in bullions, basically gold as of now. A close to $200 more fall is very much likely. As of now, the major support lies at $46.60. The moment it breaks, I think there could be a further fall.
And how are you looking at silver? Because $80 an ounce seems like a resistance here as well. We did touch that, but we have come down quite sharply to almost 73, 74 kind of levels today in Asia.
Yeah, we did tested almost $83 from there. We could see around the prices are trading at 75, 50, 75, $76. I think it's the structure also looks weak to me, and we expect the major support lies at 75.40. The moment it breaks, we may face around 70 levels. But overall range in MCX is 2,25,000 to 2,60,000. 2,60,000 we just witnessed, and I think from here onward we may expect a fall of 9 to 10,000 rupees in MCX. As far as comics is concerned, 71, $72 is most likely in a month's time.
How are you also looking at the Indian rupee? Because slightly weaker yet again today at around 94 or so.
It tested a high of 95.20, then it moved down to 92.10 levels, and again a move towards 94.20. I think the movement and the volatility is huge, and the structure on the chart looks a bit bullish. I think we may test the all-time high again of 95. And from there again, a pressure would come in. And overall, I see it ranges between 92 to 95 levels. That's what I expect.
All right, so bearish rupee going forward doesn't sound very good for the Indian economy. A final question, Mr. Somani, is on crypto really, because a lot of people feel the kind of sell-off that we are looking at in sense of equities and gold and silver, and the fact that the crypto markets or Bitcoin has gone to 78,000 yet again. You think that the money is flowing that way?
Yes, definitely, we've seen a good recovery in the crypto or all the base metals. But I think people would more like to sit on cash as the data suggests. The maximum people are sitting on the cash. They don't want to buy bullions. They don't want to buy anything asset classes or any of the crypto. They just want to sit on the cash right now. So don't expect a much upside on the crypto as of now. Probably 85,000 could be the higher side. Downside again 68, 69,000 should be the support.
All right, that's not really bad because if you're looking at support of 70 and upside of 80,000, which means that crypto is trading in a range, but not with a too sharp a decline therein. Mr. Somani, as always, thank you so much for joining in and making sense of what's happening in the international markets and how do we trade all of these commodities as well.